Hello friends, I'm back again with the second part of the auto layout. So we'll be moving ahead in the same series like the auto layout. Okay, so make sure you watch all the videos of this series so as to have a good understanding. I recommend, and that is strongly recommend. Please do not go for a particular part. Fine. So I'll explain you a few new more things here. Okay, fine. So basically, this is the UI view I've taken. Fine, UI view. So just I've taken a drawing so as to make you understand these things. Fine. So I'll take a red color. Fine. So basically, this is the UI view, and this black portion what you see is the border of this UI view. So again, as you know, normally this rectangular shapes, objects, and all those things do have edges. So we do have specific names for all the edges in iOS. So this is basically called the top edge of the UI view. One more thing, these edges are common for all UI objects. We do have buttons, labels, and all UI view. So these things are common. What I'm telling, this is not only for UI view. UI view, for example, I've taken that. Okay, so this is top edge. This is trailing edge. This is bottom edge. This is leading edge of the UI object, may it be view, button, or label. Fine, I hope you got these things. Fine. Now let's move to this the same UI view. They do have horizontal center line. Fine, this is the horizontal center line, and we do have a vertical center line. This is the vertical center line. So this is the horizontal center line, and this is the vertical center line. Now why we are learning these things? Because we do need these things. For example, as I told you about constant in the previous video, constant means like restricting, like adding some distance, okay, uh, between two UI objects, let's say. So that is actually not between two UI objects. That is like if I say this UI object 1 will be at a distance of 20 points from the UI object 2, that doesn't make sense, because we have to be very specific. We have to tell about which edge, this edge to that edge of particularly this edge of object 1 to that edge of object 2. We have to mention in that way, then only things are going to work. So why I have told, because we do like we add the constant based on edges. Okay, I'll give you one more example over here. Fine. So okay, this is a UI view. Consider this is a UI view with, and I am having a button here. Okay, UI button. This is UI view. Fine. So I cannot say like this object is will be a 20-point distance from this object. No, that is completely meaningless. That doesn't make sense. So I have to mention, like I can say like this. I can say this is the trailing edge of this UI view. This will be at a distance of, okay, this is the trailing edge, this is the leading edge of this. So I will be saying that these two edges will be 30 points apart from each other. That makes sense. Fine. So in auto layout, that constant, whenever we add constant, we can add between two edges or two center lines. So this was between edges. We can even do that thing between center line. See, this is the center line for this what is a label, and this is the center line for this UI view. Fine. So this is horizontal center line of this, and this is the horizontal center line for this. So we can say, then we can add a constant between these two and let this be 50. So even that makes sense. So this is the way we are going to deal. Fine. And secondly, uh, let me remove this one and make it clear. Select all, clear selection. Okay, let me get one more object, that is, okay, UI view, and this is again a button. Fine. If I say I want to give constants to this button, then this is going to be the UI object 1, object 1 for me, object 1, and this is going to be object 2. Fine. Okay, so this is going to be the target object. I'll call this as the target. There is no such technical terms exactly, but we can call this. Okay, so this is the object 2, this is the object 2. I want to add constant to the object 1, so I'll be calling this object 1 as the target object, and I'll be calling secondly, like I'll be adding the constant, but with respect to which object? With respect to object 2. So object 2, we will call it as the reference object. Fine. So in this manner we are going to work so that understanding becomes easier. So now if I'm adding a constant between these two, as I told you earlier, this one, so this is the leading edge of this object to 1 and trailing edge of this object 2, I'll be adding the constant, this one, like this. So here this is the target, like this I can call is the target edge. See, there is no technical term, like technically we don't call this target, and just for understanding and make things easier. Fine. And this is the reference edge. Fine. So always we need a reference edge to add constant to edge of the target object. Fine. Okay. So a reference one is a reference object is compulsory. Fine. Okay. Now after this, let's move to towards okay. Let's say this is a view controller. You might have seen view controller, right? View controller, somewhat it looks like this. Fine. Okay, this is the view controller. So whenever a project is created, or sorry, not a project, but when a view controller is created, then we do get a view by default in it. We do get a view by default in it. Now where is the view? The view is here inside this, here in this whole area, not exact, this whole place, this one, this whole inside this, completely inside this is the UI view covered. Fine. Like this way, this is the UI view completely. So why this UI view is there? Because if I want to add a new object, I told you we do need a reference object for that. So this is going to give us the reference, like we will be considering this main view as the reference for our new object that we are creating. So let's move into Xcode and have a look over there. Fine. Okay, so here is a view controller. I've already opened this project. Now here you can see, if I click this and if you move to the left pane, here you can see by default we do have a view. Fine. By default we do. If I delete this, you can see there will be nothing. So here now there is nothing because I deleted that main view. Fine. So let's get it back. Even we can undo it, no issue, or just add it like this way. Fine. So here it is there, and this view do have also this leading edge. This is the top edge, trailing edge, bottom edge. Fine. Okay, in addition to that, I would like to mention one more thing, like let's have a look how do we add constants, or do we add constants to a UI object present. Mm, okay. Oh, the video has become quite longer. Okay, fine. Let's end this session. Let me make a next the new part in which I will be telling you these things. So that's all for this part for as of now. Fine. Okay. Why? I'll be back with the next part. Fine. So stay tuned. Keep